My name is Daniel Murdiyarso. I am a senior scientist at C4, the Center for International Forestry Research.
Daniel Murdiyarso, what has Indonesia's forest moratorium achieved in its first year?
Well, in the first year, as it was planned, the main product of the moratorium, which is the indicative map of moratorium, was reviewed twice. And we heard that the size of the area which is under the moratorium is reduced. From the total area under the moratorium, which is about 68 million hectares, 50 million hectares of it is already under the conservation or protected, and only 18 million are really the natural primary forest and peatland. And in the second revision, it was revealed that 4 million of it is already been under the license. So really in the peatland area especially is getting less than it was. Indonesian peatland is more than 20 million hectares. And knowing the fact that this is a very rich in carbon stocks, and it's very important to protect it. And with the same area of forest, if you protect peat or peat forest, you will protect more than 5 times higher in terms of carbon stock because of the storage below the ground. Well, in fact, the main output of the exercise is that the thing is getting more transparent, and this is the first time for Indonesia to release the information about forest cover for many years so that the public can have a look on it. Civil society is working more and more with the government in a positive way and responding the situation, because it is not only a matter of how to reduce emission and also improving the governance system, but engaging stakeholders. The governance issue, which is part of the moratorium itself, is not showing the progress that much, because if it is really only for suspending the issuance of permits and the governance issue is not tackled properly, then we miss a lot. So hopefully in the second year, the governance issue will be much more emphasized, especially when one finds that the area which is supposed to be under the moratorium is already under license. The governance system should be able to allow the possibility of swapping, for example, between the existing licensed area with the non-licensed area, but having less carbon, something like degraded areas.
What are your predictions for how the second year of the moratorium will play out?
Well, I expect that the governance system will be improved dramatically, and a number of parties which are instructed to do this and that under the moratorium will play their significant role in the process so that this part is really implemented in the second year.
Is this what you hope or what you think will happen?
I hope, and I hope it will happen.
How can the government ensure that the benefits of the moratorium are long-term rather than just short-term?
Well, certainly improvement of governance system is a long-term thing. That is to say that we manage forests differently, and that needs a lot of change in terms of people mindset, the organization, the institution, the rule and regulation, and there's a lot of things to be done. Yeah, it's a big challenge to make this process in this exercise kind of mode into a more permanent thing, meaning that one needs to institutionalize the process. If the swapping of land can be done in a very subtle way and the legality is clear, and the institution is also clear, then that's a sign of success in terms of improving the governance system. So institutionalizing the process is one thing, and improving the capacity of the institution itself is also another thing.
Do you think the example of Indonesia has shown other countries that they could also adopt a similar moratorium?
I'm not sure. To my opinion, Indonesia is very unique in terms of the geographic challenge. We have so many islands, and in each island where there are forests, the forest transition is different from one to the other, and I think it is a unique one. If an example is going to be taken from this exercise, really is the way the various government institutions to work together. That's one thing, but the challenge is quite unique for Indonesia.
Have forests been saved as a result of this moratorium?
Well, the moratorium itself, the objective is not to save the forest, but to hold back the issuance of permits. And to some extent, it is showing the case, but on the other hand, it is also showing the reality, which is, as I said earlier, that the fact that the area are already licensed, and when the map is revised, you come up with new area which are already licensed, and unfortunately enough, it is on peatland. And very often, moratorium is picturized as the way to reduce emission. I think it's quite misleading to say that with the moratorium we will reduce emission at all. But it is an enabling environment towards how to reduce emission until the governance system is settled. So I go back to governance all the time. Until it is settled, then you will be able to be sure that something is progressing.